And good afternoon, everybody. The November 3rd Historic Preservation Commission meeting of the City of Longview is now called to order. Today's meeting is being conducted via teleconference to abide by county, state, and federal recommendations to limit in-person gatherings to help slow the spread of coronavirus. We want to thank you for your understanding and thank you for attending today's meeting. I'd like to take a second to introduce 4 new commissioners to the Historic Preservation Commission. Matthew Prosser, apologize if I didn't pronounce that correctly, Jana Gray, Debbie Hancock, and Lynette Goodson. Welcome to the commission. Also, Meredith May was appointed vice chairperson, and I, Mike Smith, have been appointed as chairperson. These appointments were made by the City Council in June. I'd like to thank our previous chairperson, Jim Kogar, for his service to the committee, or to the commission, and to his commitment to Longview. Next, we'll have a roll call. Due to the format of this meeting, we'll begin today with a roll call to confirm all members of our commission are present and able to participate in our considerations. Commissioners, when I call your name, would you please respond in the affirmative if you are present? Matthew Prosser.
I'm here.
And Jana Gray.
I'm here.
And Debbie Hancock.
I'm here.
Gotcha. Lynette Goodson.
I can hear you now. I hadn't been able to hear you.
Okay. We're glad you got locked in there. Meredith May.
I am here.
And Mike Smith. I'm here. And also present for the City of Longview is Angela Choi.
I'm here.
All right. Item 4 is the approval of the minutes from our last meeting in May. Has everybody had a chance to look them over? And if you have, are there any considerations or corrections? And hearing none, I'll entertain a motion. When making a motion, please state your name for the staff.
Meredith
I
May,
move to approve the minutes.
to accept the minutes.
Okay, we've got a first. If I could get a second.
This is Matthew. I second.
All right. There is a first and a second. We'll now conduct a roll call vote. I'll ask each commissioner in turn for their vote. When asked, please indicate your vote by saying yes or no. Matthew Prosser.
Yes.
And Jana Gray.
Yes.
Debbie Hancock.
Yes.
Lynette Goodson.
Yes.
Meredith May.
Yes.
And Mike Smith, yes. And the staff will now give a record of the vote. Angela.
Thank you. Meredith May made the motion to approve the minutes. Matthew Prosser seconded the motion. The vote was 6-0 unanimous to approve the minutes.
Great. Now moving on to our regular agenda. Purpose of this meeting is to hear all pertinent testimony of those in support of and in opposition to the applications that come before the commission. The procedure for public hearing items will be followed. The public hearing will be opened and testimony will be heard in the following order. Staff first, then the applicant, and then the general public if there are any, those in support and in opposition to the request. If you are a part of a large group with a common interest, we ask that they appoint a spokesperson rather than have each individual restate the same information. When addressing the board, please begin by stating your name and address. Try to limit your comments to 5 minutes. When all sides have spoken, the public hearing on the matter will be closed and no further public discussion will be entertained. After each public hearing is closed, the board will vote on the request. And we are now on item A of the regular agenda. A public hearing will be held to consider application number COA20-01 filed by Troop 201 Alumni Foundation requesting a certificate of appropriateness to replace asphalt shingles at a local historic landmark known as the Boy Scout Troop 201 cabin located at 1201 East Park Lane. And Angela, I think think you're going to give the staff presentation.
Thank you. Troop 201, Alumni Foundation is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to replace asphalt shingles on the Boy Scout Troop 201 cabin, which is a designated local historic landmark. The building was designated in September of 2019, and due to the designation, any exterior work done on this building a certificate of appropriateness from the local landmark commission. To refresh your memory, this building is located in Teague Park and is addressed as 1201 Park Lane. This building was built in multiple phases. The first phase of this building was constructed as a log cabin for the Boy Scouts in 1941. And in 1949, there was an addition of a meeting hall that was constructed also out of logs. The last portion of the building was constructed out of metal for storage of equipment in 1965. The log cabin appears to have currently a shingle roof, and it has a stone fireplace. Many of the items donated for the construction, many of the items that were donated for the construction on this cabin. Lumber for the building was creosoted by Garland Creosoting and was installed to the outside of the cabin. The Boy Scout troop was created in 1917 and is one of the oldest Boy Scout troops in Texas. Many influential members of this troop include B.W. Crane and the current governor, Governor Greg Abbott. The applicant is proposing to replace the existing asphalt shingles with new black asphalt shingles that match the ones shown in the picture from 1967. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
And doesn't sound like we've got any questions. Is there somebody here from the Alumni Foundation that would like to add or like to speak on the request? And hearing none, does the commission have any questions for staff on the applicant or the applicant on this item? When you've got a question, please state your name for the staff.
Commissioner Smith, I'm sorry, this is Richard Yakeley. My microphone wasn't working for some reason. The applicant, Bissell, is here and their hand is raised, indicating that they are willing to speak. It doesn't look like they connected their microphone though. So I think you're okay to move on with consultation, but I'll let you know if they get their microphone connected. They are here and indicating that they are willing to speak.
That they would like to speak. Okay, well, perfect. If they can get their mic going. Do any of our commissioners have any questions or like to have any input on this? And hearing none, I think I'll move on to the public hearing. I'll now open a public hearing. Are there any in support of this request? If so, please state your name and address for the staff.
Other than the applicant who still does not have their microphone on, there are no registered attendees either for or against this application.
Okay, perfect. And so if at this time, if there are no more comments, I'll close the public hearing. I'll now entertain a motion. For making a motion, please state your name for the staff. Do we have a motion to approve this request?
Debbie Hancock, I'll make a motion to approve the request.
Okay, Debbie, thank you. And we've got a first. Is there a second?
Jana Gray, I make a move to approve this request.
All right. Got a first and a second. We'll now conduct a roll call vote. I ask each commissioner in turn for their vote. When asked, please indicate your vote by saying yes or no. Matthew Prosser.
Yes.
Jana Gray. Oop, we may not have a mic turned on there, Jana.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
There we go. Yes, I approve.
Okay, thanks. Debbie Hancock
Yes.
and Lynette Goodson.
Yes.
Meredith May
Yes.
and Mike Smith, yes. And at this time, the staff will confirm the vote.
Thank you. Debbie Hancock made the motion to approve. Jana Gray seconded the motion. The vote was 6-0, unanimous to approve.
Great. Thank you, Angela. And now we can move on to item 6 of the agenda, which is to discuss the Longview 150 time capsule. And Angela's gonna make a presentation at this point.
Thank you. And I'm just here really just for an update. We haven't set a new date for the time capsule burial, but I did want to let y'all know that we are still accepting donations. We've accepted actually a few more, just probably within the last couple of months, a few more items. But we are still accepting items for donation. Hopefully, staff will work on at the end of this year, we'll try to work on securing a date for next year for the time capsule. And just a little update for the new members, we are burying a time capsule at Central Fire Station located on Cotton Street. And we've been accepting donations all year, but it looks like it'll probably be the rest of this year and probably the beginning of next year. We'll be accepting donations from a lot of local businesses and citizens from around all the Longview area. And I'd be happy to answer any questions if y'all have any.
Angela, just for some of the new folks, could you tell us kind of how many items we have collected so far and maybe tell us what a few of those things are?
Yeah, I don't know the total number of items, but we've accepted Mr. Gene McCorder. He has written a few books. He's donated a couple of books to be buried in the time capsule, as well as our local historian, Van Craddock. He's donated a few books for the time capsule, as well as Kimberly Fish. She's donated her books to our time capsule. Komatsu has donated a book, and they've donated several items from their organization. Let's see. I think Spring Hill High School donated a helmet. I believe Pine Tree High School has donated a helmet. We need a helmet from Longview Independent School District, and they were ready, I think around April, to present an item and donate a helmet. However, with COVID, we didn't have an in-person meeting, and so the donation never kind of got moved over, or we never received the donation for the helmet. And so we do need a helmet from LISD as well as Hallsville. We've received kind of a lot of things. We've received a lot of nonprofits like LMFA, the Longview Symphony. They've donated pamphlets and brochures. Gregg County Historical Museum donated the Longview 150 Christmas ornament, their 150 cigar. So we've kind of received items like that. I think with Johnson and Pace, I believe donated, it was a map, I think. And so we've received quite a few things for our time capsule. We've had restaurants submit their menus. We received a lot of photographs. And so those are kind of the items we've received for our time capsule.
And based on the size of it, we still have room for basically as many more as we want to take up to this point, right?
Yes, we haven't done, we are planning on trying to do a dry run of the packing our time capsule, but we still have quite a bit of room.
Okay, perfect. And as far as are any of the celebrations going to be continued forward, or is it just going to be just a burial ceremony?
As for right now, I mean, are you talking about just the time capsule in itself or the other 150 ceremonies?
Or any of the other 150 ceremony type, the parade or any of that kind of stuff, did that just get canceled or has that been just postponed?
I believe they've just been postponed, but Laura Hill could actually talk more on that. And okay. I could give you all an update, but I know the car show, I think, was definitely moved to the next year. I'm not sure about the parade, but I believe most of them got postponed. But when I send y'all out the list, I'll send y'all an update.
This is Debbie Hancock. I did hear in a meeting the other day at another nonprofit that the parade is still scheduled, but I can't remember when they said it is, but it has been postponed at this point, but who knows?
Okay, good. Well, maybe we can get some of this stuff behind us and get on with life, maybe. So
Hopefully.
Okay, very good. All right. Anybody else got any other input there on that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Smith. This is Matthew. Angela, I think last time we spoke, which was quite some time back, I said that I wanted to follow up on the Longview ISD stuff, and we do want to make like a presentation at the next board meeting that is held in a more conventional sort of setup. Of course, with COVID, we're extremely limited on that, but we also want to include some mementos from the state championship and things like that. So
Okay.
yes, that is in the works, and we are ready to do that at which time is best convenient.
When
for
we
all
can have
parties.
yeah, that sounds good. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Matthew. Anybody else got anything else there on the 150? All right. Richard, do we have anybody else do we have anybody for citizen comment at all?
Yeah, no one is registered to speak at this time.
Okay. All right. Well, if nobody else has anything else, we don't have any comment, then I think we can go on to closing. I think our next somebody mentioned having a normal meeting. I think our next few meetings are going to be held as the same format, teleconference. And I appreciate everybody's understanding. I appreciate the new people interest in serving. And if there's no other input at this time, then we are adjourned.